Hey guys, good morning, and I hope you really enjoyed the extra hour of sleep with the fallback. Oh my goodness, I really needed that with the two little ones because anytime as a mom, if you can get an extra hour of sleep, I am so thankful for that. So I know it's early, but I gotta capture the time that I have with the little ones. Usually I do film my videos at this time while the baby, the 9-month-old, is sleeping. The other one is watching her Paw Patrol. She is 3, and if you know anybody that has 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, they love Paw Patrol, and so she is being captivated by that right now. Really, honestly, I just posted my video from the Trade Ideas talk last night, and I've had amazing feedback already. Corey emailed me. She's a mom of 6 and is now looking to get into trading just by hearing my experience. And honestly, that's the whole reason why I'm sharing with you guys, is because when I started, it can seem very lonely if you don't have people supporting you and your family. Thankfully, my husband was here supporting me and pushing me along in the way, saying you can do it. And honestly, I want to be that cheerleader for you. I want you to know that if you put in the time and the effort, you can do it. It's not something that you have to feel alone in this journey of trying to get into trading. It's an inspiration to hear how my little bit of experience has helped to inspire others to change their lives for the better. Tiara is excited to get into it as well. A little shout out to you, and Glenn down in Florida as well. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own struggles. It's not easy. Life is not easy in general, but if you chip away at it day by day and you can just move forward to try to make it happen for yourself. You have to be the biggest difference between people that are successful in life and people that sit by on the sidelines is being active. You have to be active with your actions every day to move forward. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, it doesn't just get handed to you on a silver platter. That's not how life works. I'm a big believer that people are put in your life to teach you something, whether it's positive or negative, and that you will be led to those people that will be your teachers in life, whatever the scenario, and it will help you in your journey. Good or bad, there's always a lesson to be learned. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into the watch list. I've been rambling on enough. I am going to be sharing more of my experience in June 23rd to be exact, in Orlando at the Hilton Bonnet Creek with a Women in Trading seminar. I already have 6 speakers lined up, very excited about it, and 2 sponsors. So it's on its way, and I will shoot you guys the information as soon as it comes up. As far as getting into the watch list for this week, some amazing picks. If you guys have signed up or checked out my watch list subscription, pretty much there's always a winner every single day. I do shoot out 10 stocks. The big one from Friday was DCI X. I alerted this in the pre-market to people by 9:15 in their inbox, and it was, below $4. And I said, hey, DCI X, which is the first one on my long list for the week, DCI X just went through a reverse split. Now, it did have about 10% short. It had spiked up before pre-market. So if you were watching it at all, hey, good morning, Eduardo. If you were watching it at all, you know that low floats with the supply and demand, basically. When there's low supply, demand goes up, it will skyrocket, just like dries. And that's what I said before the market even opened on Friday. Sure enough, that's what happened. It ran up, it pulled back, and then as more people saw the activity, more people got onto it, more chat rooms, more tweets. The social aspect of it grew, and once you get one group on board, and then another, and then another, and another, and another, all that demand drives the price up. Now, in my opinion, on Monday, I believe that it will go ahead and continue in an upward movement if 11 is broken. However, it is a low float stock. The lower float stocks do tend to run in one direction or the other quickly based on demand. So if someone's selling it and people are selling, and there's nobody to buy it, it will drop quickly. So my support for DCI X on looking into the week, or Monday in particular, is 11, and then my resistance would be 10. So I'm just looking at my computer to check out the charts because I have them here. I will be doing a blog post with an explanation as well. So definitely check it out at cjandtrade.com, and I will give you, oops, dropped my notebook. I'll be giving you guys the charts as well, so you can see, which is exactly what I do in my watch list. I have the charts with a spreadsheet of the support and resistance, the float as well, so that you know what you're getting into. I prefer the lower float stocks for the longs, and I prefer the higher float stocks for shorts, because lower float is going to move more quickly and you can capitalize on that on the long side. However, it's hard to get shares to short. Now, on the reverse, on the shorting side, the larger the float, the harder it is to change that momentum in another direction. So I like the really large floats for shorting. You can get shares. The momentum is probably going to continue for a couple days in that same direction. As always with my watch list, guys, I'm not a financial professional. I don't have the license to advise you. These are all my opinions, so please do your due diligence. All right, next on the long list, we have ADMS. Now, ADMS has 11.8 million in the float, and it had 7.4 million overall short float from shortsqueeze.com. But on Friday, we did have a higher short volume. Now, on that one, for me, for support, I have 27.55 and resistance of 29.34. It has shot up recently over the past year, and it's just had a spike above 24.25, and it looks like it's on a pullback now. It did have a spike to a new high of 29.34, and it should be pulling back. Next on the list after that is AKAO. If you guys know any low float stock movement, you've seen AKAO on AKAO in the past as a runner. So this one, we do have it. It's at a resistance point, basically. It did find support, it looks like around 12.65, and it had a big up day on Friday, just before earnings. Now, of course, earnings, the market decides what it's gonna do. So you need to just trade present in the price action, because it can have what looks like to be great earnings, but the stock tanks. You know, once people get on board and it starts selling and start executing, it will drop like a rock, which we'll get into. So for AKAO, I have a support of 13.64 and a resistance of 14.18. And please let me know if you guys like this live, because it's actually kind of cool. I like it, but it's my first time doing it, so give me feedback, please. I love hearing feedback on how I can help you guys, and if you like it live, let me know. Yeah, I posted just before market open around 384 with, I forget what the resistance was that I had posted. Oh, thanks, guys. So back to AKAO. AKAO, 19 million in the float, roughly short from short squeeze, 7.9 million short. So definitely check that one out. Put it on your watch list. That's the name of the game, right? These are to watch. If the movement and momentum starts to go, then it can be a great mover with momentum once people capitalize on it and the volume cuts up. As far as with DCI X on Friday, super conservative, $1. That's it, $1. But I did watch it later and shorted it later up at 15.58 down to 14.08. So both sides of the coin, you guys can make money in both directions. All right, so next on the list is NEOS. Now, it doesn't have very much volume, but it did have 2 green up days. It does look like it's coming off of support down here at 6. And you'll see on the chart in the blog that it did break out a prior resistance that I had of 875. So new support of 1150 and resistance of 1317. Yeah, stock operator, I would love that. Sometimes in the morning, my time frame is really tight with getting the girls off to daycare. I do sit down at my desk about 8:30 and do all the prep for the watch list, try to get it out by 9:15. Then I'm putting in all my price alerts into trade ideas, which I do share with a couple people. So it's my time crunch right before market open is a little tough, so I can try to go live, but that might not happen. Because it's also, I want to get myself set and ready. It's a lot about mindset for me. I have to have everything done, be prepped for market open. Okay, so NEOS on the float as well as 11.8 million and roughly 3.6 million short. Final one for my longs is OSIR. and that one has also been finding support around $4, has pulled up. It's now with a resistance at 580 and support of 580 and resistance around 645. It does look like if it breaks about 730, and I'm looking at the 5-year chart, which you'll see on the blog, that if it breaks 730 and then 8, it does have a lot of upside. Its high over the past 5 years was $22. Now this one has 34 million in the float, and it does have a small short float volume. But again, you know, these are just indications that movement could be coming. It is curling up off of that support, and it could very well run. You never know when the runners are going to happen. All right, on to shorts. I did not go into Remax on Friday, RMAX, but the first on my short float is Stmp. Now, I've traded Stmp in the past on the long side, and this one was great. It has, you know, Stmp had a big gap up from roughly 159 up to, we'll say, 205 back in, let's see, it looks earlier, like June. Uh-oh, I hear my little one. She might be coming. In June, and this time on Friday, it had a major gap down, and it's sort of in a void fill area. So you've got short side to the bottom or potential upside to the top. Now, on Friday, it did continue down in a downward momentum. It broke low of day on Friday of 172.01, and it closed, and then the low after hours was 170.50. Now, it does look like there's going to be support at 159, which is the bottom, or the top of the void that's there to the bottom side. And it looks like, I would say, if 170.50 breaks down, you've got, you know, $20 or $11 to the downside potentially. If it does break out and breaks above 173.85, it could go higher. Now, the float on Stmp, it is a lower float stock as well, so please be cautious if you are trading it to the short side, as it could squeeze as well. Next on shorts, we have FFG, which we have, it looks like it's come back on the, I'm looking at the yearly chart here, daily chart, and it's pulled back. It did break down through a support level of 76 with present support to be broken of 72.61 and resistance of 73.35. It was a negative day on earnings. I do tend to see that when it has a negative day on earnings, unless it's hitting a support level right there, it will continue down for about 3 days, if not more, for about a month before it finds the next support level, more on the daily chart. So definitely put that on your watch list for Monday or the week. MGI is the next for my shorts. MGI is breaking down to new lows, MoneyGram, and it looks like a support level of 14.50 and resistance of 14.72. We also have AER, which is coming back. It's hitting, it just broke out of a resistance level, and it's pulling back on the weekly chart. So check it out. My present support for it is 52.40, but it could go down to 52.26, 52, and then if 52 really breaks, that's going to be the strong downside. So really watch it, in my opinion. 52.57 would be the resistance if it wanted to continue an upward momentum, but it looks like it's got a nice curl to it on a weekly chart, so that it looks like it's going to curl on down and continue in a downward motion. It looks like roughly 50 would be the next support level after 52, and then after that down to 46. Final one for my shorts for the week would be AIG, and AIG, we've got it here. It's in a void area, but it does look like it has some support below. 61.75 would be my next support level, down to 61.52 and 61. If 61 is really broken, it looks like it's got more downside to go. On the upside for resistance, I would say if 62.16 is broken on the upside, it could continue on up to try to do a gap fill up to roughly $64. On my longer term swing list, as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, we had WBA, Walgreens, and then it had earnings and spiked up about $4. So definitely just put these on watch. You know, if you see that they are going more in an upward motion, you could capitalize on that, put a small position in, and just let it grow. So we have KMB, Kimberly-Clark, OMI, TAP, THS, Treehouse, which is sort of in like as a void area as well. So it could definitely continue on downwards before it goes up, but just put it on watch. TSRO, Tessero, CIR, and GoGo. So that's it for my watch list for the week, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the live. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them now. It's hard for me to answer and talk at the same time. Any questions, guys? Nope? All right. Definitely check it out on my blog, CJ and Trade, for more of an explanation. And as I always say, carpe profit. Oh, thank you so much. No, I'm not. As I always say, carpe profit, grow your account one day at a time, one trade at a time. Thank you, Eduardo. You guys have a great day ahead. Enjoy this extra hour. How do I form my watch list? It's just looking at charts, basically. I do have scans that I use, and looking at charts to go ahead and see the patterns that I recognize that look like if there's volume behind it, it will continue in that direction. Options, yes, I do trade some options. I am more cautious with that as I'm newer to it. And thank you, stock operator. You too. Have a great week. All right, guys, that's it. You guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy this extra day. We got a gray, rainy day up here. My little one is calling me, and I'm going to have to get the other one up. So enjoy your day ahead. Profit this week. Stay positive. You can do it if you have a negative one. Brutus, thank you for the question. How do you get a signed book? You can get it at janegalena.com or also on cjandtrade.com. There's the option to buy just a regular book or a signed book. Have a great week ahead, guys.